Hey guys, welcome back to Ilumind. Meet Eddie Jaku, the man who called himself the happiest man on earth. Not because life was easy, but because he survived the worst and chose happiness as his rebellion. Eddie was a Holocaust survivor. He endured Buchenwald and Auschwitz, lost his family, and nearly his life. Yet he stood up and declared himself happy, turning his pain into purpose. His story isn't just a memoir, it's a guide for finding light in darkness. Imagine a man with a number tattooed on his arm, a twinkle in his eye, and a mission to spread hope. Eddie lived to 101, sharing his story to teach us that our spirit is ours to define. He believed the best way to fight darkness was to spread light. Eddie's life is proof. The resilience, kindness, and hope can outshine even the darkest times. His book is a promise to those who didn't survive to live fully and tell their story. Before the nightmare, Eddie, then Abraham Jakubowicz, was a proud German kid in Leipzig. His family was loving, his father a mechanical genius, and his future bright. But as a Jewish boy, in 1930s Germany, doors began to close. His father gave him a new name and sent him to a secret boarding school to learn engineering. Eddie lived a double life, excelling in his studies while hiding his identity. He snuck home for precious family moments, unaware these were the last golden days. Forced to lie about his name just to get an education, he became a top toolmaker. The skills he learned in secrecy would later save his life. His early life was a blend of ambition, pride, and looming danger. The dream of building things would soon be replaced by the need to rebuild himself. These years armed him with the tools for survival. The tapestry of his youth was about to be torn apart. November 9th, 1938, Kristallnacht. Eddie returned home to chaos. Synagogues burned, businesses destroyed, and his family fled. Nazi soldiers stormed in, beat him, and dragged him to Buchenwald. Overnight, he went from graduate to prisoner, stripped of his name and hope. The camp was designed to break spirits, but Eddie's skills made him valuable. The very education he fought for now kept him alive. Kristallnacht was the point of no return, the end of safety, the start of survival. Separated from his family, he clung to his training and a flicker of hope. The happy boy was gone. In his place, a survivor fighting for each sunrise. The world he loved was lost, replaced by a brutal new reality. His journey into darkness had begun. All he had left was his will to endure. After Buchenwald, Eddie and his family tried to escape to Belgium, but were caught and sent to Auschwitz. At Auschwitz, families were torn apart in seconds. Eddie lost his sister, and soon after, his father. Survival meant using every skill and ounce of willpower. As a mechanic, Eddie became useful, earning tiny advantages that kept him alive. He and his friend Kurt made a pact to share everything, help each other, survive together. Friendship became their anchor in a sea of despair. Survival wasn't about strength, but luck, skill, and relentless hope. Eddie learned to be invisible, to adapt, to endure. He witnessed horrors, but refused to let his spirit die. Every day was a battle, every act of kindness a rebellion. He survived not just for himself, but to tell the world what happened. His journey through hell was a testament to resilience. He walked through fire and refused to be consumed. The will to live became his greatest weapon. As the Allies closed in, the Nazis forced prisoners on death marches. Eddie and Kurt escaped into the forest, surviving on slugs and hope. American soldiers found them, skeletal, sick, but alive. Liberation brought relief, but also illness and a long recovery. In a hospital bed, Eddie made a vow. If he survived, he would choose happiness and kindness. He refused to let hate poison his soul. This was his rebirth. He had lost everything, but not his spirit. The war was over, but the real work began. Learning to live and trust again. Liberation was more than freedom from captors. It was freedom from despair. Eddie chose life, and he chose to make it joyful. His promise to himself became his guiding light. From the lowest point, he began to rise. After the war, Eddie was a man with nothing until he found his mother alive. Then he met Flora, a fellow survivor, and together they built a new life. They married, had children, and left Europe for Australia, seeking peace and a fresh start. In Sydney, Eddie's engineering skills helped him rebuild from scratch. He created a loving family, a successful business, and a new paradise. For years, he stayed silent about the Holocaust, focusing on the present. But as he grew older, he realized his story belonged to those who couldn't tell theirs. He began to speak out, sharing his message of hope and kindness. His scars became his credentials, his pain a lesson for the world. Eddie transformed suffering into purpose, teaching that even the deepest wounds can heal. He became a teacher of resilience and light. His story inspired thousands to choose hope. From tragedy, he built a legacy of love. Eddie's secret wasn't magic. It was a choice, made every day. He vowed never to hate, seeing hatred as a poison that only destroys the one who carries it. Forgiveness and love gave him back his power. Friendship was his medicine. Kurt in Auschwitz and many more in Australia. He believed sharing joys made them bigger. Sharing sorrows made them smaller. Gratitude was his daily practice. Every simple pleasure was a gift. His perspective: is anyone trying to kill me today? No? Then it's a good day. Happiness, he taught, is wanting what you have, not having what you want. His purpose was to share his story, living for those who couldn't. Reject hate, embrace friendship, practice gratitude, live with purpose. That was Eddie's formula for happiness, and he shared it with the world. Eddie Jaku died at 101, leaving a legacy of resilience and hope. His story is a conversation with a wise grandfather, teaching us to find beauty after darkness. His final lesson: happiness is a choice, found in kindness, friendship, gratitude, and purpose. Even the darkest experiences can give birth to the brightest light. Scars can become strength. Eddie's life is a call to action. Be kinder, be grateful, choose hope. He built a beautiful life not despite his past, but because of it. As he said, life can be beautiful if you make it beautiful. Don't ignore the darkness. Create the light. That's a legacy worth celebrating. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, do me a favor and let me know in the comments. You can also let me know which book summary you'd like to see next. See you next time.